Hey folks, I'm Alan Huot from Wildlife Control Supplies, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about how to bait your trap for a woodchuck. I know the rage today is all positive sets. Everybody likes to set their trap right over the den or right over the hole, and that's perfect if you can do it. And that's really what you want to do. But there are situations, maybe the den is off the property or it's inaccessible, and you need to set a baited trap and attract them to it. Certainly the position of the trap has something to do with it. You want to get it as close to the woodchuck, aka groundhog's travel way as possible. Stabilize the trap, maybe cover it, because woodchucks are very sensitive to heat. And if you're not going to get there till later in the morning, you want to think about that. You don't want an expired animal in the trap. It looks bad to the public. But as you can see, I'm kind of dressed for the heat. It's 90 degrees outside right now. And how are you going to bait a trap and bait it with something that's going to stand up? I hear some operators say, oh, I'm going to use lettuce. And how long does lettuce last in this kind of heat? Okay, maybe about 15 seconds. So what I've liked to do, I've liked to do it for quite a number of years now, is use something that's robust. It'll really stand up to the heat. It'll give you at least a couple of days worth of attractiveness, if you will. And I like to use cabbage. Now you can use broccoli, but my preference is cabbage. And I'm going to show you how I like to use it. If it's a small head, you can just cut it in half. If it's a larger head, I'd cut it in quarters. And I use a piece of stiff wire, and I'll run it right through the stalk area. Okay, and that allows me to hang it up in the trap. And I'll prepare this ahead of time before I go out on the road, so that I have it with me. I know I'm going out to a woodchuck job, and I brought some bait with me, okay? And this is the way I set it up. I'd leave the round part of the cabbage to the back of the trap and the face pointing outwards. Now the other thing that I like to do is I like to use our WCS whistle pig naturally. It's one of our favorite baits, biggest sellers, been on the market almost 20 years now. Very fragrant, chucks love it. It's a thick paste, as you can see, and I like to spread it right on the face of the cabbage, okay? So now what you're getting is not only the big visual, and by the way, woodchucks have pretty bad eyesight. They can't see very well, so you need to give them a big bait. You want something that's going to really reach out and grab their eyesight, okay? And this is what's going to do it, all right? You hang that up in the back of the trap, up off the floor. You don't have to worry about ants getting to it. And now they've got a big visual in the back of the trap. So I step over here to this safeguard trap that's perfectly sized for woodchucks. It's 12 inches high by 10 inches wide, 30 inches long. It's a single door trap in this case. And this one happens to have a rear back door. Great for baiting. If you don't mind the extra couple dollars for a back door. Naturally, if you don't have the back door, you're going to have to reach in from the front. But I like to take my bait, and I'll just run the wire up through the trap, okay, and hang it right up so that the animal can see it, like so. Kind of get it out of the way so that you can lock your door down. And now you've got the face of the cabbage facing outwards. I'll close my back door. Make sure you lock it down. One of the things we hear is, oh, the animal got away. Well, many times it's because people failed to lock the door down. And I'll even, as an extra added insurance, I'll put a piece of tie wire on there. Okay, lock that back door. Now you can visualize that when the chuck comes up to the front of the trap, it's right in his travel way, sees that big piece of bait hanging in the back of the trap, smells it from the whistle pig. They're going to go right in and be captured. But last but not least, what I like to do is I like to give them a little candy, okay? Woodchuck candy, green beans. And I like to find these at the discount counter at the produce department, if I can get them. They are like candy to a woodchuck. And make a trailer with them, okay? One here, one there. You don't have to cover it. But sometimes you'll be 4, 5, 10 feet off a travel way, and you want to lead them into the trap. So they're going to eat the green beans as they go, and then they see this big piece of cabbage, and they smell it. They're going to go right in the trap and be captured, okay? That's the way I like to bait my traps. It works for me, and hopefully it'll work for you. Thanks for watching.